Stop. Right, we just don't have time for the intro this week. We just had the most spectacular E3 that we've had in years, and I've just got pages and pages of notes to get through here. So let's just get straight to it. For a first ever conference, Bethesda put on a bit of a doozy. Doom was first up, and, well, yeah, it's visceral and destructive, and Snap Map looks interesting, but where's the pace? The adrenaline rush? I mean, I guess they wanted to show off their undoubtedly gorgeous game world, but I'm still not sure. They announced Dishonored 2, very happy about that, and a definitive edition for the first one. There's a beta for Battlecry, and also Hearthfire Stone. And then it was just pretty much Fallout from there. And I don't think I've seen so much from a game reveal before. Combat gameplay, customization, voiced character, dramatic and full game world, a mammoth crafting system, settlement building and management, an actual Pip-Boy. Oh, and best of all, it's out in about 5 months. Microsoft's announcement started 4 days before their conference, when Phil Spencer walked onto the stage of an Oculus conference to announce a partnership with them. And give them credit, after a couple of poor years, this announcement was the start of a brilliant E3 for them. We saw Halo 5, which is, well, more Halo, new Gears of War, or just Gears 4 now. Again, not too much to say here really, looks like the same game we know and love. There's a game with animals and cores, one with ships, a new Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare. They got the Dark Souls 3 announcement, showing how From Software are moving away from their Sony exclusivity. They showed some car porn in Forza 6 and dropped a car from the roof for no real reason. We saw exclusive deals for The Division, Rainbow Six Siege, Fallout 4, including mods on the last one, which is a first for consoles. First gameplay for Rise of the Tomb Raider, some indie stuff and exclusive titles as well. They showed an impressive demonstration of HoloLens on the stage with Minecraft, although I'd like to see them go into the next room and do that again. Oh, and then there's the bombshell. The Xbox One is becoming backwards compatible with Xbox 360 games. We're short of exact details just yet, but it seems to be some sort of digital download code using the disc as a key. Either way, it's meant several companies are deciding to release their old games alongside their new titles, so that could shift a few purchases in their direction. This is the first step they've had over Sony in a long while, so well played. Oh EA, why did you have to let everyone down? With such a stellar E3 performance from most companies this year, it was left to EA to bring us the same old letdowns of previous years. They announced Mass Effect Andromeda, but that's pretty much it on that front. A new Need for Speed was shown that looks and plays exactly like every other one, and shows what suits in their 30s think young people like. A very nervous man talked about his yarn creation in probably the highlight of the conference. There was lots of sports to talk about, which included the meme of the show.
Damn, that looks just like me.
As well as Pele recounting stories like he was on a paper anecdote contract. They showed us some Mirror's Edge, which actually looks pretty good, with open world gameplay and without any weapons, thank God. Then we got Battlefront. And I mean, whatever happened to the game pricing structure, you gotta admit, it looks pretty impressive. Okay, I genuinely stood up and applauded when the greatest name in gaming history was announced.
South Park, the fractured but whole.
Which sort of set the tone for most of what Ubisoft showed. A mad guy with a beard and a cane came on and showed us a third-person chivalry MOBA that looks interesting. Trials are doing, well, whatever this is. We finally got a release date for The Division, as well as some game mechanics for the first time. Rainbow Six Siege has some actress in it that I honestly haven't really heard of. And there's also Assassin's Creed, whose showing this year seems to be cementing the franchise as stale and overplayed. There's a new Anno and Trackmania, and a vaguely interesting reimagining of the Ghost Recon franchise, set in basically Los Santos. Oh, and then this happened.
Girl, you know what? I want to want me. And if you want me, girl, you got me. Something I
Ugh. With Microsoft's announcement of backwards compatibility and generally excellent showing, I thought Sony would have to do something incredible to beat them this year. And then they did. A very fast talking man with an unnervingly contrasting beard and hair colour came out to finally quash the second biggest rumour in gaming history and give us The Last Guardian. I was definitely wrong, I still really care, and bloody hell does it look good. But that was only just the start of it. Following on from a fascinating looking game involving animatronic creatures, a quite frankly staggering look at the scale of No Man's Sky, Media Molecule's new painting simulator, and the new Destiny expansion that takes on a darker tone visually, they then dropped bombshell number 2. Final Fantasy VII is getting a full remake, and by the looks of it, they're going to go all out on it. And then what do you do after you drop that? You then bring out Shenmue 3 as well. They announced a Kickstarter, probably as a way to test the water on its popularity, and well, just look how much money they got in under 9 hours. Didn't talk too much about Morpheus, which was a bit of a surprise. In fact, no one really gave any specifics on VR at all, which was the only real disappointment of the show as a whole. But they did give us Call of Duty, and now the franchise will bed itself in with Sony for the next few years, even if it's still basically just the same game as ever. They also rushed over a lot of stuff I thought would be more key, like Metal Gear Solid 5, Until Dawn, and the Vita. Finally, we saw Uncharted 4, which looks about as great as you'd expect. Kudos, Sony. Kudos. Of course, what we've always wanted to see is the heads of Nintendo reimagined as puppet characters, so all our dreams came true right at the start of the digital briefing. From there, well, there wasn't a huge amount of surprise. The new Star Fox Zero was the big discussion point, which looks pretty good. Skylanders announced a partnership with Nintendo's Amiibos, which seems a sensible move on both parties. There's some new stuff for the 3DS, including a Zelda co-op game, Hyrule Legends, Metroid Prime, and a new Fire Emblem. JRPG fans got whatever is going on here with Shin Megami Cross Fire Emblem. And we also saw a Pokemon clone, Super Cross Paper Mario, more of Yoshi's Woolly World, and Xenoblade Chronicles. Oh, and look, Half-Life 3 is confirmed, Half-Life 3... Oh no, wait, it's this. All a little low-key and apologetic from Square Enix, to be honest. In fact, the whole thing was pretty underwhelming. So much so, in fact, they made Just Cause 3, probably the easiest sell since the anti-AIDS campaign, look kind of dull. There's a new Nier game, if you even realise there was an old Nier game. We've got some Tomb Raider development diaries, because absolutely nobody asked for those. JRPG fans got their fill with Star Ocean, a new studio announcement, and more talk on Final Fantasy VII and World of Final Fantasy. Kingdom Hearts 3 did look pretty great to its credit, and we got to see an in-cut engine trailer for Mankind Divided. Although, personally, I was a little disappointed by the amount of detail we actually got on those. There's a new Hitman game too, although I'm still confused as to how it's going to work. And, well, yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh god, it was dull. Yeah, I may have fallen asleep and missed all of it. Although apparently they just talked about stuff we'd already seen, so I guess I didn't miss too much.
Damn, that look just like me.
And that's it. That's E3 2015. Thank you very much for watching. I'm very sorry that it took so long, but we've had probably the best E3 we've ever had, so I had a lot of announcements to cover. In the meantime, we're going to go back to normal with CONSPECTUS next week, so why not like and subscribe? You're factually 50% more likely to improve your physical and mental well-being if you do. You can't argue with science.